So the reason why I say arms off the table and all this stuff, it reminded me of this one time when we went to prison. I didn't go to prison for a crime. Like I went to prison because they had they had a scared
I thought you have to preface it. I didn't go for a crime.
they had a scared straight program at school where you would go and you would learn like what the in and outs are, I guess, of a prison. It was meant just because like
So they thought you were a delinquent.
it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me by the.
Yeah,
It
but
wasn't
you-
like
you
Alex,
went.
go visit the prison because you're a fuck up or whatever. It's
Uh-huh.
like you need to. I guess like experience how it is in there, so you don't. I guess in the future, partake in like drug dealing, selling, doing. Um, and it turned out like all the guys there went to my middle school, and they would like talk about I went to your middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the what happened. I started doing cocaine in middle school, and now I'm selling it, and now I'm in prison for it. So this could be you one day. And they were saying that generally to all of the kids.
Right.
And around the cafeteria, they had all of these tables, and kids would just be sitting there. And then a kid put his elbow on the table just to like hold his head up. And some guy was like, "What are you doing?" And the kid was like, "Oh." And the guy's like, "No elbows on the table." I don't know why this is a prison thing. They were like, "No elbows on the table. The only people who can put elbows on the table are the family members that visit us."
Yeah, I don't really get that, but
I
I
don't
think it's
get
funny
that.
how you're telling the story with an elbow on the table.
I don't.
So I love how you're like just
Allow
going
me.
completely against the story you just told. No, but see, here's the difference between your school and my school. Because my school took like the AP criminal justice program in like high school. It was like junior or senior year or something. And they were like, this is what you could do. You could be a lawyer and help all of these people. No. Your school was like, I'm going to try to scared straight you.
Yeah.
It's just funny. And you're continuing to put your elbow on the table. It was off the table.
I'm saying off this table. So, all right. Wait. I should probably introduce. Also, I'm like talking way louder than you.
I don't know why.
This is not equalized at all. So you're gonna need to talk louder, and I'm gonna need to talk at this level. It'll probably still pick me up if I'm talking at this level.
Why don't I just get closer?
Okay.
I think if I get closer.
Hey, elbows. Yeah.
My elbows are nowhere.
That's how we all sat. We all sat with like our arms under the table, and then they so they were saying this to all of us,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all right. So what I had heard from the group that was above me, the grade above me, was that they would take certain kids aside,
Right.
and they would have you talk, not necessarily one-on-one, but they would bring a smaller group of kids to talk with one of
The groups they did want to get scared straight.
Yeah.
You said you weren't part of that. You said you were
Listen,
not the
listen.
reason.
It wasn't just for me. It wasn't just for
Oh,
me.
it's for you and a small group of
It was
others.
for me and a small group of other. Now listen, I was a straight kid, and not don't twist my words. I was a drug-free,
straight-laced kid.
straight-laced kid.
There you go.
Laced.
That's what
Laced
you were
is
looking
the
for,
difference.
not a straight kid. Not saying you were not homosexual when you were younger.
I had good grades. I had stellar performance in the classroom.
Okay.
And I was a good kid, except for I was disruptive in class. That was my only
So you were
thing.
just like that jerk who just
I
like...
wasn't a jerk.
No, see, here's the thing. All right, here. Let me try to remember and like imagine, because I didn't know you then. But like imagine young Alex. Young Alex was the kid that was making snarky comments about the teacher doing something wrong.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
I'm a
psychic. You would think it was that like suave. Now I can pass it off and do a snarky comment and
Wow.
like not even think about it and people will laugh. The thing was, back then it was like really cringe. It was like I really tried, because I was watching stuff that I wasn't supposed to be watching in 8th grade. Like I was watching late night comics, and they tell jokes like, it's very obvious, here's the punchline, and I used to say jokes like that, and
That's
that's
so annoying.
that's literally not what you do in a regular conversation. If you
No,
talk like
especially not when you're in like 3rd grade.
if you are monologuing like Jimmy Fallon in an 8th grade science class, you will get the shit beat out of you. that that is like definite. So so
I'm just imagining you in a little suit and like
monologuing
like
so
Jimmy Fallon.
imagine going to a Scared Straight program because you're monologuing like Jimmy Fallon in your science class. And the reason why I keep saying science class, it was because my science teacher, Mr. Sullivan, yes, I don't care if I'm saying his name, Mr. Sullivan, decided that Mr. Sullivan was the one who would decide who all of the bad kids were.
Why did one teacher decide who the bad kids were?
Because
they were only bad in his class?
Because he had this air about him where he could, like, figure out a student. He was like one of those kids or not kids, he was a teacher. He was one of those guys where
one of those
could, like,
adults.
Yeah, he was like, I know I was once you. I know how you operate.
Did he think he was like the principal in Ferris Bueller or something?
He was like, let me get down to your level.
Oh,
I
God,
was like,
I hate those
dude,
people.
shut up, bro.
I hate those people.
And that's how he was. So he would be like, well, it looks like Devin, Jake, Liam, and Alex are gonna be. Some of these names I'm just pulling out of my ass, but yeah. So we all went there, and there was this big guy who was like the lead prisoner. He was like the lead, like the lead in a play, like the lead prisoner.
That's terrible.
And his name was Bam.
His name was Bam.
His actual name, I believe, was Alexander.
Well,
something.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
Why? He's gonna come and kill me?
I don't think he's gonna come and kill you. You didn't say he was a murderer.
He might have committed murder. I don't
Stop!
know. What? I don't know. But his name was Alexander. Look, my name's Alexander, so what does it matter? And yeah, he this gigantic lead prisoner. I don't know why I keep calling him lead prisoner. Would sit around. He was like, and then the other guys were like normal. They were like, no, don't do the drugs. Don't sell the drug. Everyone was like, okay. This guy was like, hey, don't sell the drugs. He would like bark at it. Don't sell the drugs. Like,
okay, that just scared the living daylights out of me, and I almost did a spit take. I was trying to be sly drinking this, and then you scream, and you expect me not to spew. What is this? Vitamin
water.
All over the place. So.
But yeah, he would bark at us. Yeah. And there were kids crying. I had seen kids, and the thing is, it just happened to also be the kids bullying me, so it was like it was like salt on the wound. It was like all the kids that bullied me, but they were getting bullied by by a gigantic prisoner who probably killed someone. But he was also yelling at me too.
He was also bullying you.
But also, I saw all of those kids cry, and I sat there. Now, I was a very emotional and sensitive kid in school. Yeah. I would cry a lot, even at teachers and stuff. Yes.
Oh,
I still am. Yeah, I get the joke. I still
Won't
cry.
Won't you let me say my own jokes?
No.
Won't you not steal my jokes during this?
I've completely taken over this conversation.
You have.
We'll get to it. You'll have your moment of glory in a second.
Good. I'm glad.
I gotta start things off on the right note.
You need to vent. It's fine.
I need to vent about my childhood experience.
Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I saw all my school bullies cry at a gigantic prisoner yelling at all of them, and me too. I just didn't cry. I think I was also questioned on why I didn't cry. He goes, "Why aren't you crying?" I'm like, I'm not a douchebag like the rest of these kids. Like,
I didn't think about it, but now I'm thinking about it. Little Alex, dressed as Jimmy Fallon.
I was not
being yelled at by prisoners. That's a headline. That's the new Bowzo broadcast headline.
You know what kids I hate? The kids who used to dress up to go to public high school. The kids who would like, I wear a suit and tie every day.
You mean the ones who put effort in?
Yeah. Hate that.
Hate it when people put effort into their outfits.
All right.
No. So here's my thing.
Yeah.
You would have hated me in high school then. Because for like junior and senior year, no, hold on. Junior and senior year, I wore heels to school almost every day.
That's cringe.
Especially because like I don't anymore. And that's funny as
Why
hell
did you
to
wear heels all the time?
Because I had, like, these 2 pairs of heels that I love to wear. They were, like, wedges, so they weren't that much of a stretch, but I would wear them every single day as soon as the weather got warm, and I could wear them with shorts.
You wore them with shorts?
Yeah?
What are you, psycho?
Why does that make me psycho?
Who wears heels? I don't know. That's just my thing.
No, I think I was trying to, like, channel, like, my inner Daisy Duke, but I clearly don't look like Daisy Duke, so I guess that's the cringiest part. So I guess you're right. I guess people who dress up are cringe. And then I went to college, and I didn't care anymore, and I wore sweatpants to class pretty much every single day.
Happened to me in college.
And that's sad. And now I go to work, and I have to dress up fancy every day, and it's a stretch. And now during quarantine, no one's gonna even see me putting effort in.
Did you care at first in college, or, like...
What?
Did you put effort into what you wore, or...
Like, freshman year? The first semester, no. I didn't. Yeah. Because half of my classes were in the basement of my building. Because I was in honors, so they were like, let's not make the honors kids walk very far.
God.
You're just jealous because you ain't us.
Yeah, I was not an honors kid.
I had 2 classes in the basement of the building, which sounds really creepy thinking back on it. There were windows, I swear. Yeah. And I wore sweatpants to class, like, every single day, because I think I had an 8 a.m. there and then a 9 a.m. there. So I went 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 8 a.m. But, so, the first semester, I didn't care. I didn't get dressed, if I got dressed, until, like, 11? Maybe? Bruh. Like, I would shower and go to class, and then I'd come back, and then I'd change. But then I was going through way too much clothing. And I didn't want to do laundry that much because I was lazy back then. So
I'm still like that.
Yeah, I don't. You're not one to talk on that subject.
Yeah, I know.
But as I got older, I think I started caring more. Like sophomore year, I started wearing jeans to class and stuff, and then I went abroad, and we went to London. Mm. And then I think I cared in London. I mean, I wore a lot of oversized sweatshirts. You
showered. That's more than you could say for most. I hate
that is what the baseline for caring was.
For caring is
in London,
was taking a
shower. I mean, granted, it was a lot of effort to take a shower.
So many people stank.
Oh my God, it was disgusting. I don't understand it, and it was gross.
Yes.
But yes, so I tried to look cute. I wore jackets and oversized sweatshirts and leggings. Like, I really I tried.
Yeah,
I tried to look cute. And then
I couldn't tell you it worked, but now I can say it worked.
Anyway.
What?
No, and then, like, so then spring of senior year, I cared. Because, like, I had time to care. Yeah. Because my classes, like, were very infrequent, and I could put effort into what I was wearing every day, and then I graduated, and then summer hit, and summer, you don't really care, but I started wearing crop tops, and I really don't know how that one worked, but, it kind of worked.
That's when you started?
Yeah, I didn't wear crop tops until this summer. Well, because I'm always self-conscious of my stomach, and it was fairly flat then. I mean, haven't been able to go to the gym in months now, so that's painful.
This podcast is not... We should introduce... Can we start... All right. Start the show. I'm Alex Bowden.
I'm Emily Rizzo.
By the way, we're 13 minutes in. I might cut some stuff out, but this is the Bowzo broadcasting from Fort Bowzo all the way in what name a country?
Name a
literally
country.
Any country is where we are broadcasting from. Albania. Okay. Because you were too slow. You have to yes and me.
I have no idea. I didn't even know what you were saying.
Fort Bowzo, in Albania, we have broken quarantine, and we are...
we packed a suitcase. We packed a suitcase. Swam to Albania.
Yes,
I don't even know where Albania is.
Beats
Actually,
me.
That's a lie. I do know where Albania is. I believe it is above Italy. You want to know why I know?
Mamma mia.
Because... And you're going to end up cutting this out. I know you are.
Why?
But
I don't care.
Because I've been watching so much Mysteries of the Abandoned.
Yeah.
That show's good. And there was one show, and it was set in Albania, and there was this soldier dude who went to Albania because there was a big battle there, and Mussolini was involved, and all sorts of stuff.
Cool.
A whole town's abandoned. Okay, fine, whatever. Continue with the set that you already had in your head.
Okay. Wait. So all right. So before we were talking about crop tops, prison, scared straight. I didn't even expect us to talk that long about all that stuff. It's so interesting.
Giving a shit in what we're wearing.
Yeah. I don't know if I care or don't.
Do you honestly care what you wear?
Yeah. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't care. Like recently I haven't cared because we have been
I've been able
to stay
tell.
at home.
I've been able to tell via Snapchat.
Via Snapchat?
Well, half the time I'm not sure whether or not you're wearing pants when you Snapchat me. Like, do you? Okay, so you are in Zoom class, correct?
Yeah.
Do you wear pants while Zoom class?
Only when I have to stand up for like acting.
Zooming.
Speaking of, I gotta film an audition reel for my final for acting. It really kills me. Kills me. I already filmed an audition reel with like a modern monologue. It's whatever, but I don't know why I was just reminded of that. Why do I sound depressed? We gotta sound lively! It's a podcast! Should we move on to anything? Alright.
I asked what you were, if you still cared about what you wore, and then you didn't finish whether or not you wore pants.
Sometimes, okay, yes, I wear pants. Okay,
that's all I wanted.
Listen, I'm submitting part of this for podcasting. So
you better be wearing pants.
Professor Janine, I wear pants. I wear sweatpants to your class. I have the utmost respect and admiration for class, so I wear pants.
Good thing. He wears pants. Yay!
I wear pants. Let's move on to the next segment. You're laughing.
I am.
And this section is the news. Something plays.
The news!
Yeah!
The news!
Yeah.
It's news time! Yeah!
And then like a electric guitar plays. Cool. Let's do the news. All right. Drugs. Want to do a drug
a scared straight story.
Let's do another.
Everything's coming back to scared straight today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no! I put my elbow on the table.
How dare you! Whoa! School resource officer who taught sexting class resigned after inappropriate communication with middle schoolers?
Wait, there's a class on sexting? That's terrifying. I'm so terrified.
Do they teach you? All right, before we read this article, do they teach you how to sext?
Do they teach you not to sext?
Or do they teach you not to sext? All right. Oh, is it this guy?
No, that's the
Former
officer.
Cartersville Police Department Lieutenant Ryan Prescott resigned. Oh my God, that is the guy.
Oh
my By the way, because you're listening and because it's a podcast, the person we're looking at right now looks like how would you describe this man?
How would I describe that man? He looks like Chris Farley from what's the movie where his dad owns
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, yeah. Thank you.
It
kind of looks like
Tommy Boy. It's like Chris Farley in his final moments.
But also a police officer.
Yeah. You know, support our boy in blue right over here. This guy is let's read a little. Do you want to take the article away?
Sure. An open records request filed by the Daily Tribune News reveals a former City of Cartersville Police Department lieutenant resigned from the force in lieu of termination last month after an investigation uncovered he sent numerous inappropriate text messages to Cartersville Middle School students. Internal affairs files indicate Ryan Prescott resigned 2 days after an administrative investigation began on March 2nd. So is this old?
This is everyone's quarantining now, so
that's true. Maybe this news just got out.
The sexting just started.
It just got out. So we're 2 months behind.
Let's skip to this part over here.
Prescott stated that he taught several classes at the school to include sexting and social media. Deprima's records read. However, Prescott stated he was unfamiliar with some of the forms of social media, specifically Snapchat, which is like the basis of
Snapchat's so easy.
modern sexting, though.
I would argue that it's now, I don't know from personal experience, but sexting would definitely be easier on Snapchat. Like, for sure.
Yeah, you
'Cause-
don't. Okay, Prescott stated that one of the 8th grade students demonstrated to him how to use Snapchat and assisted him in getting it on his own personal phone. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
So the kids
the
are the bad ones. No.
Would you stop that? Don't blame the students. No, but I'm still confused why he's confused about Snapchat. I think that's the thing I'm more confused about. Because Snapchat is fairly simple. You press the round button at the bottom, you take a picture, and you send it to the person.
Take a picture of what?
I don't know. Some pretty scenery, your face.
This guy wasn't... I mean, I don't know. Judging by that cover photo, he's a little...
Maybe he should take some of the scenery.
Yeah, he's a piece of pretty scenery if I've ever seen one. What are we looking at? Prescott stated his intent was to build a trusting relationship with the student. Oh, he was contacting a student.
Yeah.
And at least 2 other children at CMS.
Oh, no.
Prescott stated his intent was to build a trusting relationship with the student since he had concerns about her being bullied. I don't... Oh my god. Prescott also stated on several occasions that he felt the student was setting him up. What? Because she was erasing comments that she had made to him regarding her sexual preferences.
Wow, this is getting darker.
Text messages recovered from his phone indicate he advised one student, "Don't tell people you are talking to me, rumors will spread," and asked her if she was gay. "Do all your friends know you like girls? But? B-U-T-T, like, oh my god. He requested the children send him a picture of the student's purported girlfriend. I honestly think you should be open-minded." He's just doing relationship advice.
He's doing relationship advice.
But, like, it's starting to get weird.
Yeah, but, like, he shouldn't be doing relationship advice.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
He said, "I'm trying to help her, not groom her."
Okay, alright.
Her daughter... Whoa. They were having conversations about students that were hooking up.
That's where it gets really... where it gets dark. At one point, he goes, "You get a spanking, I get
you can look
fired."
I guess you can... So, the obvious... Alright. Point kind of summarized. This is wrong.
It's so wrong.
But maybe this guy just... And I'm not saying this to excuse his actions.
Oh boy, here we go.
Does he not know any better? Because maybe he just doesn't know any better. I don't mean to say it to defend him, but it's like...
I think the world is changing, but this is something that would have even been wrong.
Yeah.
Say 30 years ago before social media and all that stuff. Like, that's just messed up.
Jury's out, folks.
I honestly...
This guy's going in the slammer. This guy needs a big prison man to yell at him and tell him that that's wrong.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well, that wasn't funny. That started off being kind of funny, and then, well, not even, this part I'm probably not submitting.
So I have a story for you.
Yes.
I heard it the other day. Now, I heard it on the radio, so it might be true, it might not be true. I don't know. It wasn't on news radio, it was on, like, pop radio. And they had
great.
DJs and whatever. Okay. So the news
Say
was...
like a morning host.
Well, that's what I do when I drive into work. Occasionally I like to listen to
people all who...
Lay off! Okay, so the story was that apparently in Georgia, they are no longer requiring the road test.
What? To get your license? What?
Now, I'm not sure if this is true, but could you imagine? I mean, they had a discussion about this, but could you even imagine not having to take the road test? Now, I get people are not amazing at the road test, but there are some people who fail the road test multiple times who just should never have gotten their license. In my humble opinion, if you fail it many a time, you shouldn't be getting it. So my question is it just going to turn into bumper cars in Georgia? Or is everyone just going to be like driving like grandmas? Because I'm not sure. It could go one way or another. Because if you have to do the driving portion, you have to at least have some confidence in the fact that you know how to stop, 1, and you know how to drive, 2. So I don't know if people are going to refuse to stop or refuse to drive.
They're not going to be grandmas because I think the only thing that plays in Georgia is like Dukes of Hazzard. So they're just going to follow along with, what they're learning on television or whatever.
I guess my problem is like you're handing the keys over
Let
to
them
your
do-
16-year-old and
Let it
you're
hap-
like, have fun. No one's checked whether or not you know how to drive, but I'm going to say go ahead. Okay, I get it. It should be on the parents to teach these kids.
Yeah, but they're
But
parents from Georgia. They don't know.
The state needs to certify them.
I think automatically your IQ is like,
Oh my
if you're
God.
from Georgia.
No,
What?
that's mean.
And if there's anyone from Georgia listening to me, honestly, prove me wrong. Like, let's do a game of Jeopardy and see who gets more questions right.
No, but if there's someone from Georgia listening, please tell me why your lawmakers would do this because I don't understand it.
And they're raising a generation of people that are just gonna kill each other in their big metal box vehicles. I love it. I love it. Georgia's epic. I found this news story. It's called Alaska. The headline says, Alaska School Board removes The Great Gatsby, other famous books from curriculum for controversial content. Now, can I just say, banning books is wrong. But if you want to ban The Great Gatsby, I'm okay with it. The Great Gatsby, of the classics, not a good book.
I have a problem with that, but...
Why do you have a problem with that?
Because that book kind of stirs the inner machinations of someone's mind into thinking about, like, what things were like in the 20s. I don't really care about the writing or whatnot.
Do you believe that it talks about the American dream? Because I think that's such a farce.
No,
I think it's such a...
I read it as it talking about the American dream.
Yeah,
everything
same.
with the green light and everything. I'm like, oh, man. But there are some American ideals, like, truly,
being rich as hell, baby.
Turn of the like the 20th century. Obviously not the 21st century because things have apparently changed. But like working your way up to the top, wanting to, be in with the cool kids.
Did Gatsby even work his way up to the top?
Well, he was a soldier, right? He was a soldier in the beginning.
Oh, true.
And so he I think a lot of people see that as like he was the common man. And then you see, what is the main character's name?
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. His name's not Tobey.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio. No.
No. Okay, so his. I forget his name. That's so bad.
It's Tom is the boyfriend or the husband of Daisy.
Yeah. Okay, so Tobey Maguire.
We'll call the main character Gatsby. And see, that's why, because you can't even remember the main character's name.
No, because it's not about him. It is about
also, he goes
him,
to a
but
mental...
it's about Gatsby.
He's writing from a mental hospital.
Yeah, but so you look
he
at
couldn't
him...
handle the American dream.
You look at him and you're like, I want to be like him. I want to be friends with Gatsby. I want to be friends with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, you want to be Gatsby.
I don't want to be Gatsby. Gatsby's like...
Until he gets shot. No, listen.
Gatsby has a terrible ending.
You want to be Gatsby, and also, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to be Gatsby, and you want to have Daisy. And honestly, if Gatsby had Daisy, from the top, things would be fine. But Daisy, I don't know what she was up to. I forgot. They explain it in the book. It doesn't matter because the book kind of sucks. And
You're so judgmental about this book.
Here's the reason why The Great Gatsby sucks. There is the part where they're like, let's go drive to where they're driving to a place. I forgot what place. They're like some party.
Yeah.
They're like, okay,
in the movie, they have a song playing. It's like a rap song or something weird, and they use a lot of green screen.
Yeah, they're like, let's go drive to this party or whatever. Let's take our cars. Perfectly normal. They're going to take their cars to the party. I think it was on the way back. They're like, let's switch cars. So
Daisy can drive.
First of all, it's the 1920s. Why would you have a woman drive? Aren't you all sexist?
Hey!
They're sexist!
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't let women drive in the 1920s.
In fairness, I kind of agree with that. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know how that was.
Who would let their woman drive in 1920?
Their woman who isn't even their woman.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because she wasn't his woman. Maybe that's what it was.
Simp. Drive my car. And then and everyone knows Gatsby's car. Everyone knows Gatsby's famous yellow car. So when Gatsby's famous yellow car hits that poor woman, it all But, like, the fact that Gatsby's death results from a pure coincidence and misunderstanding is just like,
yeah.
Who cares? Like, what's the point?
I will say, if it was a result of his actions, well, you could argue it.
It wasn't his act. Oh my god! But like, it wasn't anyone's action. Like,
it's because he was simping for Daisy.
It was simping for Daisy. Driving Miss Daisy, simping Miss Daisy.
That's terrible,
bruh. All right, let's see why Alaska banned The Great Gatsby.
When clearly you agree.
Listen. They also removed other books, controversial books.
Wait.
They
this
removed.
List.
I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. Catch-22, The Things They Carried, The Great Gatsby, and Invisible Man.
I have to say, these are all books I was required to read in high school.
I actually haven't read any of those books except for The Great Gatsby.
You've never read Catch-22?
No.
Wow. I thought it was like standard for every English teacher to have a poster of Catch-22 and
Let me guess.
Fahrenheit 451
Let
on their
me
wall.
guess. Dystopian Society.
Yeah, it was like all Dystopian Society posters on their walls. I thought that was a requirement.
For every book that I read about Dystopian Society in English class, I deserve, like, reparations.
Can I make a comment about the dystopian societies that we read about? It certainly doesn't seem like the one we're currently living in.
Oh, here we go.
No, honestly, like, everyone's like, it's all over TikTok and stuff. It's like, what I thought my dystopian society would look like. And it's like everyone putting up pictures of, like, Hunger Games and, like, Maze Runner and all of these movies that have, recently come out in the past 10 years. And then they're like, how it actually looks, and it's just people in bed. Because no one wants to get out of bed. Because why would anyone want to get out of bed? Because they can't even go anywhere.
Everyone is either, like, depressed or on, like, medication, and we have, like,
so stressed out.
Yeah, we have, like, a medicated / stressed society. And nothing's cool. See, the thing about their dystopian societies is, like, yes, their people are treated ill, the government is out of whack, the 1% is, like, wacky, and all the peasants are poor, and you have to respect all of the, there's the classic trope in dystopian societies, but I don't think there is one dystopian society book besides Brave New World that actually captured, yes, Brave New World is the most accurate dystopian society book.
I have to say.
I love 1984 as much as the next guy. Yeah. Fahrenheit 451 can take a hike for all I care, honestly. Another kind of cruddy book.
Very strong opinions on books.
Ray Bradbury, it's like cringe. It's like, they burn books. They're firefighters, but they throw fighters instead of taking them out. Isn't that, like, clever?
Fighters.
Brave New World is so smart because it's literally the thing we do. We take fucking medication to, like, smile.
I'm not saying you're wrong. That's what we're currently living in.
That's what I mean. So it's like... But at least they were cool, too. Didn't they have, like, cool outfits and stuff? Yeah. What is everyone... They all have cool outfits and we don't have cool outfits.
We have sweatpants.
Yeah.
Remember how I said before, some people care about how they look, some people don't. Everyone in a dystopian society usually has some cool, like, leather accessory, be it, like, some sort of holster, or, like, some sort of, like, fanny pack thing that can hold, like, all sort of cool stuff. But we've got nothing.
It's true.
We've got nothing cool to, signify that we are living in a dystopian society. That's not fair. I want a cool outfit.
Here are some reasonings as to why some of these books were banned. Maya Angelou's Caged Bird Sings was derided for anti-white messaging. Simply because a black lady wrote it. Like this black woman, this intellectual who like was really like
She's really
trying to.
smart.
She was so smart, and she was trying to like bring people together through her and like anti-white message. Dude, I hate this so much. Like
Okay.
it boils my blood the way these people think.
All right, so The Great Gatsby and the Things They Carried, which by the way is a very good book. The Things They Carried. I didn't read it till my senior year, but it's very good. Are loaded with sexual references. I mean, one's about war. And Gatsby, has anyone ever seen the movie? Because, like, yeah, but also, has anyone ever seen normal TV and sexual
There's not that
references?
much sexual stuff in Gatsby. I don't think there's that much.
No, it's all implied. Okay, Invisible Man has bad language. What are you classifying as bad language? But okay. And Catch-22 includes violence.
According to the school district. Does it have violence?
I mean, yeah, but again, and I'm going to go back to this, most of the dystopian society books tend to have violence in them. Also, do these people at the school district not actually watch TV or movies or anything? Because if you watch any show on TV, you're going to see something sexual, violent, or bad language.
Yeah. Also, that's like part of life.
Yeah, I have to say, like, even with a job, you go into a job and you expect everyone to be like super like put together and like, not swear.
There are people that like hook up at jobs and stuff.
And then there's weird stuff that happens. Have you ever seen The Office?
It's like life begins from the sexual references that they're trying to keep from telling kids. Like, I mean, and it's like you're learning this in high school, and it's in Alaska too. These kids are having like, not only are they probably partaking in anything, but they're probably doing it with their sister because it's like a messed up. Again, I'm calling out Alaska. I'm calling out Georgia. That's right. Fight me.
I've got 48 more to go.
Let's go. I'm just like, you're trying to keep kids from learning about something that they're actively like, being, violence. I mean, these kids live in Alaska. They're hunting caribou in the like.
Do caribou live in Alaska? I think they just live in Maine.
You know what I mean? It's like so.
Or do they live in Canada?
I don't know.
No, but I get it.
I don't think they realize that what they're doing is like stunting
children's development.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, it's bad.
I have a problem with that. That's gonna be my new thing. Because students need to read books, even if they don't actually read them. They at least need to spark note them. I was one of the nerds that actually read it until like college, and then I had to start spark noting because they were like, read like 89 pages a night, and I was like, I want to cry instead.
Who's gonna do that?
But kids need to like learn about this stuff because this is what their development is based on.
Yeah.
Their development as a good, well-rounded person.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things are considered classics. They're considered intellectual, like, wealths of knowledge. And, like, this is what we all pretty much universally, even if you didn't read them, even if you didn't, have a teacher that gave them to you, these are among the best of the best. The best of the modern best. I mean, people skip Shakespeare all the time, and I think that's ridiculous. And people want to ban Shakespeare sometimes, and I'm like, that's even crazier. But for the most part, people need to read. Like, they need to read these things.
There are a couple more books that they're actually also considering taking out, including The Jungle.
The Jungle's messed up, though. The Jungle, which is the one, I forgot who wrote it. This is so bad. But it's basically about, like...
Is that the meatpacking district?
One? Yeah.
Is that Rudyard... or that's The Jungle Book is Rudyard Kipling.
Yeah.
I know what the Jungle is about, the meatpacking industry and how...
Yeah, it's just kind of how gross it is and everything. But I actually read that book when I was in high school. And people were like, that's disgusting. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. I mean, sure, you're going to get kids that are like, I don't read that. But, like, it's still a good book.
And A Christmas Carol as well. They could be interpreted as advocating for socialism while a street in Bronzeville, not familiar with that one, was called into question for showing too much realism in describing racism against African Americans. Like, this is all important stuff. And, like, you can have your ideals on socialism or whatever, but I wouldn't say A Christmas Carol advocates for it. Sure, if you want to look into Charles Dickens' background, I
And his
mean,
personal
his
like
personal,
views.
yeah, like, but there's nothing implicitly socialist about this old crank that doesn't like Christmas. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, I guess it demonizes capitalism because, he's kind of a jerk at the beginning because he just wants money. But at the same time,
But that's
just life.
that's just life. That's like
That would happen in socialism too.
that's like a jerk boss. Yeah, it would happen in
It
socialism.
would happen in socialism.
Yeah, of course.
So I disagree with that, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, these people don't know what they're doing, and
They're banning books that
I bet they're also like, and I can't believe the government is impeding on our rights by telling us to stay home. Yet they are a school board elected people that are censoring content. I love this place. I love it. So Alaskans and Georgians, come at me.
Members of that Alaska school
members
board.
of that Alaska school board.
Please, we'd love to debate. Call in at some point.
All right, let's do our next segment called "Am I the Asshole?" And then a jingle plays. Am I the asshole? I don't know.
Am I the asshole?
Stupid thing like
yes or no?
Am I the Asshole is a subreddit on the wonderful website made for people who don't have lives called Reddit.
A subreddit on Reddit.
A subreddit, which you will find on reddit.com. Reddit.com is home to many wonderful things, such as the incel community, which when they are banned by moderators on 4chan, they go to the incel community, which also, I believe, got shadow banned on... not shadow banned, just straight up banned or quarantined on Reddit, so very epic.
Reddit is where you go if you want your time to die.
What? if you want your time to die?
Okay, hear me out. So
like you get sucked in and you
lose back to dystopian societies. Reddit is where you go if you just need your mind, sucked dry of anything that, is wholesome.
So let's...
Not unwholesome content.
True.
Wait, not wholesome.
Not
wholesome content. I was gonna get
there.
there.
Here we go. This is a good one for us.
Is it?
No,
it's not.
This one is, am I the asshole? I refuse to pick up my drunk girlfriend from the bar.
Okay, yeah, you are.
Let's hear him out. I
don't want to.
He created a throwaway, yada yada. I'm a civilian and I work for the U.S. Army in Korea. Recently, due to COVID-19, I was put under what they call a public health emergency, which has placed restrictions on what I'm allowed to do. One of those restrictions is I'm not allowed to go to any bars. If I do so and get caught, I get banned from all U.S. military bases, which translates into me getting fired. In addition to that, the U.S. military has undercover military police patrolling popular areas looking for violators, and people are losing their careers over this. To add to this, my job involves me working with the military police, so I'm confident if I broke the rules and someone saw me, I'd be reported. My girlfriend of 2 years is a Korean citizen, and also she lives with me. The rules do not apply to her. She went out drinking with her girlfriends. She got drunk and told me I needed to come pick her up from the bar. She was in a popular... Excuse me, I was reading, and it scrolled up. She was in a popular area, and it's very likely undercover police were watching the bar she was at. I didn't think it was a good idea to risk my career to get her. I told her to take a taxi. Apparently I'm the asshole for refusing to pick her up. What do you think? Oh, she wasn't stranded. She ended up getting a taxi home just fine. That was probably like an edit later when someone was like, did she live? some
I'm gonna stick with my first thing. Yes,
wow.
You are the asshole because, and here's my thought, Because you're not going in the bar. You're picking someone up outside
Yeah.
of the bar.
I'm sure you could explain yourself, too.
Right. I mean,
If-
even if you are... Okay, so if you are going near a bar, would that count? I don't think so. You're not going in it.
Yeah. So, all right. So the first comment, like the top comment usually is like the general consensus of the whole thing.
Right.
So someone said, you're not the asshole, but how would military police blame you if you sat in your car, waited for her to come out, let her in, then drove away? What you're saying kind of sounds like a rationalization. Still calling it not the asshole because your girlfriend is a grown-up and can take a taxi when she needs to.
Yeah, but...
I've
okay.
picked her up when drunk before. I nearly always have to get out of the car to find her. First of all, why is she getting like so? It sounds like
Why
she's
getting wasted all the time?
Yeah, it sounds like
Okay,
she's having
so
like a really bad situation.
I'm gonna say he's still the asshole, but
yeah,
I don't think he should be in this relationship anymore.
I don't mean to simp for you, but I don't mean to be like, yes, Emily, of course you are correct. You are always right. You know, I'll tell.
Right.
Shut up. I'll tell you when you're wrong. But yeah, when it comes to if you were in that situation, I'd help you out.
You'd come get me.
Yeah. You know, if my job was against it and someone reported
You'd call me and be like, I can't get out of the car.
So you'd need to
get your drunk ass in my car.
Yeah. And then I'd be like, why are you getting drunk all the time? Do I have something to do with that? Because
I think the bug's on the outside of the window.
I know, it scared me for a second. I saw a bug shadow.
We are here in Fort Bowzo, and there are bugs in Fort Bowzo.
In Albania. Each week it's going to be a new country.
Okay, all right. The fort moves.
Yeah. Yes, but do you need to enter the actual bar? He writes back, only once when she fell and hurt herself.
Okay.
So she's getting really drunk.
A drinking problem. I think that's number one, is the fact that she has a drinking problem.
Yeah, so first I'd pick you up, and then I'd say, is there a reason why
you constantly are getting drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the bigger conversation to have.
I guess so.
Not the... Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see.
I still think he is, but needs to get out of the relationship.
Ooh. You're saying he needs to, or she's gotta...
No, I think he needs to get out of the relationship.
Yeah. Well,
and she needs to address her drinking problem.
This will probably take the cake. Let's see. Am I the asshole for telling my husband to deal with his daughter's bad behavior and for reminding him that she's not my daughter? Oh, here we go.
That one sounds
all right.
rough.
So, you want to read this one? Because it's a female talking.
All right, sure. I'll read this one.
It's a pretty...
Well, I can't read it if you continue to scroll.
I know.
Okay. So, I've been involved with my stepdaughter's life since she was a baby. I'm not a homewrecker. She was a happy accident from a one-night stand before I met him. Okay, starting off good here, folks.
Uh-oh.
I already had one child, so I was very keen and used my experience to help him with everything when he had her for a few days per week because he was pretty clueless. Okay, this sounds bad to begin with. I treated her like she was my own and was emotionally invested in everything to that degree. When she was 4, I was trying to organize our Christmas with her, sort out gifts, time with her grandmother, etc. Things were difficult and I was getting upset, and at one point my husband said to me, I don't know why you're so bothered, she's not even your daughter anyway. And it really hurt me, like cut me to the core, because I had given everything to help raise this child for the last 4 years. But I realized that, I had given too much and I needed to back off, so I did. Now she's almost 10 and very sassy. I've often been in charge of looking after her when she's visited 3 out of 4 weekends over the last 2 to 3 years because of my husband's hobby.
What?
It doesn't say what his hobby is.
Whoa.
But okay.
What's his hobby?
I don't know.
That's a good
think
question.
That's the mystery. I have sucked it up until just before COVID, so I guess that means the quarantine.
Yeah.
When I could clearly see that she was becoming resentful.
Yep.
That it was me looking after her and not her own father. Okay. So things started to change and he became more involved because I made him. Then COVID happened and now he's here all the time. when she has an issue with her siblings or whatever, I now direct her to talk to her father because I feel like it is his duty to resolve it. And sometimes he's better anyway because I can have a short fuse. Today she came downstairs, started to complain about something our son had done an hour before. I told her to talk to her father. Things started to escalate, so I said I was going to time out, and I left the room.
Baby talk.
She's going to time out? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's our family plan. She storms upstairs and slams the bedroom door a few minutes. Husband...
A few times.
A few times.
Yeah.
Husband comes to the bottom of the stairs and shouts at her to come down. She refuses. He says for her to stay up there all day then. Then he comes to the bedroom to discuss it with me, which he shouldn't do when I'm in timeout. I can't get over the timeout thing.
Why is she in timeout?
I don't know why she's in timeout. It emerges that he wants me to sort things out with her because it was me who got angry in the first place. I said no because he is the one that shouted and she's not my daughter. Yeah. Husband says I keep bringing that up because of what he said before and that I'm bitter. I'm kind of, yeah, okay.
Wow.
He is partly right. Oh, she acknowledges it.
Okay.
I've said it a few times in the past, but I do it to remind him that I'm not doing what I feel is his job because of what he said to me before. He made it clear it's not my responsibility, and yeah, it still really hurts when I think back to when it originally happened. This is getting sad.
Wow. All right. So she makes a couple of edits.
Yeah, she makes a bunch of edits.
He's the asshole for creating that boundary. She's not your biological daughter, but when you married him, you wanted to accept her into your family as well. I say, I forgot what that abbreviation
means.
There's different abbreviations on.
I'm not hip on the word.
I'm not hip on it either. I feel like your frustration with what he said before has now affected your potential relationship with your stepdaughter, but I'm not super sure. Alternative family dynamics are certainly difficult, so I think the best thing to do with your husband is discuss what role you'd like to share in your stepdaughter's life. Yay.
I don't think she's the asshole for saying that because he made her say that.
Yeah, he said it.
He was like, well, she's not your daughter, and she was like, okay, fine. I mean, I know a lot of people who have mixed households, like mixed family households, sort of. So they sort of have like this modern family, and that's fine. But there are strange new rules that have to be put in place when you have a family dynamic like that. I mean, first of all, this whole timeout thing that she talks about, I do not understand that.
That's probably like stupid new age, like parenting.
I
need to take the timeout. My kid doesn't need the timeout. I think I'm the one that needs the timeout. I think
if your kid's having a temper tantrum, you're not the one who needs the timeout. Yeah. Your kid needs a timeout. Face him towards the wall.
No, beat him.
No.
Smack him down. Bring him scared straight out of prison.
No. Yeah, we see how well that helped you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not really.
Okay. But no, I think you put him in a chair. You say, this is the timeout chair. You say, you're not coming out of there until you're done with your timeout.
You know what my parents used to do for my timeout?
I didn't have timeout.
You know, you're just perfect, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. Well,
Well, maybe I was sent to my room a couple times, but it was always...
You were sent to your room?
Maybe. Once or twice. Not that often.
You're way too obedient. You're such a bootlicker. I'm like...
I'm not a bootlicker!
You gotta be anarchist sometimes.
What did you have for timeout?
So for timeout, I had to sit in the bathroom. My timeout was sitting in the bathroom. My parents would tell me to go sit in the bathroom.
Think about what you did.
And then they'll tell me when I can come out.
That's funny.
And I would just sit in the bathroom and go and like, cry and snot and all this stuff. And then, they would just be like, have you thought about what you've done? And I'm like, yes, can you let me out now? And it was just ridiculous. But yeah, the bathroom was like the big place to...
See, that works well if you have more than one bathroom. But if you only have one bathroom, then your like timeout is limited.
It was the downstairs, the one where you come in.
Yeah, all right. So no
the
one
guest
uses
bathroom.
That.
So no one's using that one. I remember I was.
Wow, you're so bougie. Guest bathroom.
Shut up. I was once sent to the bathroom because all right. So I had this kid in elementary school who used to bully me. His name was Nolan. I
Wow,
don't
you're
give a
just
shit.
blaming it all on your bullies, aren't
Yeah,
you?
you know what? And that's how I became a bully later. And I think I could classify as. See, I don't really bully
You're
people. I
still
just kind
getting
of.
bullied, so I really don't know how you
Yeah,
can
that's the
also be
thing.
a bully.
Um.
Can bullies be bullied?
Yeah, it's a vicious circle. You know what I mean? Um. That's how it happens.
All right.
But I had this bully in elementary school who he would just like completely aggravate me in class and like really taunt me, called me fat, ugly, all the staples of the Alex Bowden
I honestly
self.
don't know though, like what bully staples are, because my bullies got creative. So
So my bullies actually weren't that creative, which is how I learned how to
they
like.
were boy bullies. Girl bullies are even better.
Girl bullies are worse, which is something I learned later on.
Yeah.
And when girls actually were bullying me, and by the way, that didn't happen in high school,
No.
and that didn't happen in middle school, and it didn't happen in elementary school. It happened in college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boom. I don't even care anymore. I'm graduating. Who cares? If they hear this, screw you. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I
Yes,
also
I was
must
bullied
say,
by girls in college.
I also have been bullied by girls in college.
Yeah.
So
And it's happened to us at the same time. Epic.
yay, epic.
Yeah, but this kid would aggravate me in elementary school. Like, real jerk. And at least my staples were, you gotta call Alex fat, you gotta call him ugly, and the freckles were stupid. Which, by the way, apparently now freckles are like the
Freckles
hot
are
new thing.
in.
Freckles are in. I said it at my stand-up show before late night. I was like, freckles are in. I said, being like fat is now you're thick. It's like everything that I was bullied for in elementary school is now like the hot new thing you can be. You have freckles and you're fat. But I got bullied for it. So this kid was such a jerk. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get him back. Now, this kid lived in my neighborhood. And he had this like giant Great Dane, I think, or his parents did, and they would walk around the neighborhood, and he would come around as well. One day, I was like, I'm gonna get him back, and it was around Christmas time, and there was snow on the ground, and what I ended up doing was I went into the backyard, and while everyone was playing in the snow, like my dad was on the snowblower, and my mom and my brother were like building a snowman and out front.
Everything wholesome.
Everything wholesome, and Nolan walks around the corner with his dad or whatever, and they walk off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get him for this one. So I go to the backyard, and I grab a stick, and in the snow, I write a, a word that I recently learned after a couple of kids were talking about, this particular word. My parents didn't say the word out loud. You know,
They must
I
have
was
thought it.
They definitely thought it after I wrote it down. Probably wondered, I wonder how he learned that one. Um, but I learned it from a couple of kids who were talking about it, and they were said this is a bad word. I wrote fuck in the snow, FUCK in the snow, and
With a stick.
with a stick, and then I flung the stick aside, and I ran back, and I made sure to make two pairs of. So I ran back.
You are just like an evil mastermind.
And then I did like a run through like the fence. So I put like things towards the fence, like footsteps near the fence. I made sure to put like a lot of footsteps so my track would be covered. And then I was like, Mother, Father, come to the back now. And I brought attention. I said, look. And you know who did it? Nolan. And my parents were like, no, you did it. Because Nolan wasn't here. Nolan walked by, and he wasn't in the freaking backyard. And snow time, playtime ended, and I sat in the bathroom for timeout.
Wow. So that's really funny you bring up learning bad words because some kids said them.
Yep.
So my cousin,
Uh-oh.
I think I remember what it was. So we were talking about something, which I will say in a second, and all of a sudden we realized Christopher was there, and we were like, "Oh no!" And he was like, "No, it's fine. I ride the bus with older kids. Like I've heard it all." Now I'm gonna say what we were talking about.
No.
We were laughing at the number 69. This kid was like maybe 10.
Oh my god.
I'm like, wow. Clear. And he goes, I ride the bus with seniors. And I'm like, wow.
Wow.
So whatever these Alaskan people are trying to have their students not hear through books, they're going to hear on the bus.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you pretty much anyone
They're
who's
gonna learn it in math class.
Yeah, anyone who's living in Alaska is probably riding the bus.
What's 68 plus 1?
69.
69.
But like, really? And you're not going to let him read a book. That's my huge tie-in right there.
Tom Segura has a great bit about 69, and he was like, oh, when I was a kid, 69 was like the first thing I learned, and I became obsessed. I was like, 69 this? He was like, when I played football, I was like, my jersey has to be number 69. He was like, everything had to be 69. I would draw it on notebooks. I would hang it up. I would, like, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was so obsessed, and I was like, I want to do 69. I did 69, 69. And he had like this full obsession about 69, and then it came time to do 69, and he was like, eh. He like said, it's okay. So that's the Tom Segura 69 story. Ball Hog on Netflix now. I'm doing free advertisements for him.
Advertisement for Tom Segura.
Yeah. We're about an hour in right now, but I'm probably gonna. I assume I'm gonna edit stuff. Do you want to go for? Yeah. Do you want to do more?
That's up to you.
Okay. We can do a silly little video if you want.
I can't believe we're already an hour in.
This video, this is the WTF playlist. I have a boyfriend and... No.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't know
this
what
is
that
from
was.
This is from the WTF playlist. All right, so... This is a playlist I have compiled. Now, I used to do a show on WQRI back when I attended college before the world ended.
Before we now live in a boring dystopian society.
Yes. WQRI 88.3 FM, I used to do a show called The Bowden Breakdown. And...
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, I don't know how it will match up to the Bowzo broadcast since we're already doing.
I think you have a thing with bees.
Yeah.
Bees.
From Bowden Breakdown to Bowzo broadcast, Alex has really.
He's gone so far.
Gone, yeah. From being on the radio waves to being literally
on
amongst all of the podcasts that ever exist in the world.
Wow, I feel a little bit hurt by that. But
No, see, they're gonna like you better. I should let you talk more because
I think
you're more likable than me.
That's not true.
What?
Just ask our bullies.
yeah, the bullies we had in college. Who would have imagined?
We sound so lame.
You know why that happens? And I had a conversation the other day with a couple of friends and in our group chat, and we were like, you know what? Yeah, Domino's sent me a coupon. And we were like, you know what? The worst people I've ever known have done theater. What? Some of the best people I've known have done theater, but some of the absolute worst, most like toxic type people have done theater.
Well, because it either brings out the best in people or legit the worst.
Yeah.
Because you're allowed to be whatever you want to be.
So people
decide, like, I am this persona, and I'm evil. And, like, that's what happens. And it's not fair because, like, there are some of us that don't have that two-faced ability to us. So, you know, we just kind of are ourselves. And those are the people that get made fun of.
Yeah. So, that's epic. So while I was at Roger Williams University, I don't know where to go off from that.
That's epic.
Because we gotta watch the video. We probably won't watch the whole thing, but we'll do a little commentary on it and then wrap up. So yeah, when I had this radio show, I used to compile videos from around the internet that I thought were kind of goofy, kind of funny to comment on, all that sort of stuff. So here is the video, and you can listen to yourself. I won't even say the title because you just gotta listen. Here it is. Let's take a listen.
I have a boyfriend and girlfriend. They are related.
Oh, okay. Chill out. Let's unpack this.
I don't want
By
to.
sentence one. All right, he's got a boyfriend and a girlfriend that are related.
That
you know
are
what?
related. Okay, so
He's
maybe
got a
they're
boyfriend?
like second cousins. Polyamory.
They're
maybe.
related.
I know.
Let's think
My
about
name
it.
is Dylan, and I'm.
Dylan's my brother's name.
Oh no!
Oh, Dylan.
Dylan, why'd you do this?
Dylan,
to
why
him?
did you do this?
Oh, boy.
Why are you...
Okay.
Okay.
All
Let's
right,
keep
all right.
going. Does this take place in Alaska, Georgia? All right.
I know it sounds super weird, but hear me out. I have always liked both men and women equally.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
feel comfortable with who I am.
Okay.
So it's not like I ever hid that fact about myself.
Sure.
Fine.
It all started when I was 17
Bisexual.
and a senior at
Cool.
high school. That's when I realized I liked boys, and I didn't
Fine.
want to hide this fact,
Okay.
even if I had a girlfriend. Her name was Sophie, and when I left
Okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
All right.
All right.
she was cool with it. That was great, and I felt so supported.
That's nice.
We had been dating for a while by that time and got along really well. She was sweet and funny, and I loved hanging out with her. The problem was that, as things got more serious between us, I began to hang out more often at her place. Her family was really cool. That wasn't the problem. It wasn't as if they didn't accept me for who I am or anything of the sort. They were super welcoming. The issue was that her older brother was really attractive. I started wishing I could get to know him better, and so I would...
Dude, my original thought was like, okay,
bro.
maybe this is okay, but now I'm like, you gotta pick. You
Yeah.
gotta pick, man. Like, you can't do that. You can't string along this girl and also try to go out with her boyfriend. I don't see how that could work.
With her boyfriend, my wife's boyfriend. My wife's boyfriend let me use the Nintendo Switch. My bedtime's now 11 instead of 10, so I can play another hour on Animal Crossing. Yay!
Don't judge Animal
Hey.
Crossing. Don't judge that.
All right, listen. The types of people that play Animal Crossing: young people, women. No, listen, and then guys who say my wife's boyfriend.
Wait, you said you want to play Animal Crossing.
Let's play the video.
would try to find any excuse to hang out with both of them. We went out to dinner together and to the movies. It was great. It was as if I was getting the best of both worlds. And they got...
I mean, like, again, choose one.
Choose one.
Choose one. I'm getting the best of both worlds. I mean, like, you can be friendly with him, but he's like,
Choose.
I'm sticking
Okay,
along with this
no,
girl
no.
and I'm attracted to...
No. So let's say, and this is obviously not going to happen, but like you have a brother.
Yeah.
Let's say I started getting along with both you and your brother.
I'd friggin' like lose my mind.
Right. This is never going to happen.
No.
No offense, Dylan, but no. But
No
like,
offense, Dylan.
but like if I had to choose, like you have to choose. Like you can't be like, I want to be with both my boyfriend and my boyfriend's brother. Like that's just no.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let's keep, and then and even if like, and let's say like I had a sister also, still no.
Let's take
Because-
the incest out of it also, because I feel like this is
Exactly.
gonna get incesty.
That's exactly what this is.
got along really well, so my girlfriend didn't mind her brother being around us. The thing is, the more I spent time with Sam, the more I realized I really, really liked him. And not just the way he looked. Sophia was beautiful, but she was also a great person. The same happened when it came to her brother. He was incredibly smart and witty, and we could talk for hours without ever growing bored. I wanted so badly to date Sam, but I didn't want to hurt Sophie. It's not like I didn't have feelings for her. Quite the contrary. Being around her brother made me love her even more. It was as if the relationship I had with each one of them strengthened my connection to the other.
Bruh.
Dude.
This is getting worse.
Oh.
I think he's just stringing along this girl at
The
this
girl.
point.
Ah.
That's the way it seems to me. Is that
This
the way
guy
it seems
better
to you?
be. This guy better be like friggin' godlike attractive.
I know, because how can he do this?
How can he get away with this?
Only hot people
And
can
be-
get away with this.
That's what I'm saying. All right, keep it going.
I felt so comfortable around them and wished there was a way I could date both of them at the
Dude.
same
No,
time.
no.
I know what you must be thinking.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to have my cake and eat it too.
What are you
It
talking
wasn't
about
as-
eating cake, bro? I want to have my cake and eat it too. Eat it too. You're eating the cake. You have your cake. Now eat it. You're eating another cake. You're having two cakes. Choose a cake. You want chocolate and vanilla.
You can't have a marble cake with this
Oh
one.
my god.
No, marble cakes
You
don't
have to
happen.
choose the flavor.
Marble cakes don't happen with siblings.
He says, I want to have my cake and eat it too. As far as I'm concerned, with
He was
the
already eating
girlfriend,
cake.
he was eating cake. He can eat. If he wants to be with the brother, you can't.
Get rid of one
Eat
cake.
the other cake. Eat the other cake. Get rid of the cake. As far as I'm concerned, the cake's spoiled now. He spoiled the cake. He left it out.
Does cake go bad?
It could definitely mold.
Well, the frosting.
It's got egg in it.
The frosting, hardened.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, the cake went bad as far as he left it out. He
Yeah.
didn't refrigerate it properly, or he didn't take care of it.
Well, my thing is, how is he going to still be able to spend time with this girl alone without her brother being there?
And how does he get into this relationship with the brother, and then also have the respect of the parents and the sister?
Yo, that was my next thought.
There's so
how are
much-
these parents responding?
That's what I'm saying. There's so much to unpack here, but let's keep going.
And wished there was a way I could date both of them at the same time.
No.
I know what you must be thinking. Yes, I wanted to have my cake
Yeah,
and eat
dude.
it too.
Okay.
But was it too much to ask?
Yes.
It
Yes.
wasn't as if I was bored with Sophie and wanted a quick way out. Quite the contrary. I couldn't stand the idea of losing her. That was precisely why I kept this desire locked inside me for the
Dude,
longest
you're just
time.
psycho.
But I just couldn't hold it in any longer. I knew I would end up making a big mistake if I kept it bottled up. I didn't want to cheat on Sophie. She didn't deserve it, and I knew she'd never forgive me for
With
it.
her brother,
The only
man.
chance I had at making this work was to actually sit them both down and explain how I felt.
Oh, here
Oh,
we
I
go.
was
no.
so nervous when I arrived at their place, and actually thought I'd be chickening out. It was impossible for me to ask them both to date me. They'd get mad and kick me out, right? But
Rightly
in
so.
the end, I knew that I had to do it and face the music. I sat them both down and explained that I had a crush on Sam, and this didn't mean I didn't still love Sophie. I wanted to date both of them at the same time, but it was, of course, their decision. Much to my surprise, they said yes. It seemed they had perhaps talked about it before because they didn't even doubt. I was...
What?
So at first I thought the problem was with him.
I think he does have a problem.
But, and yeah,
I think
I think he has a problem, but
I'm more weirded out by these siblings
now. There's an untold story here.
Because I feel like there's something deeper
We're not getting this.
happening with them
We have the side of the consumer, but we don't have the side of the cake.
of the product. I'm so confused.
The cake needs to talk. What is wrong with those siblings?
Okay, alright,
They didn't even doubt. They must have talked about it beforehand.
Okay, alright. So let's go back to you and your brother. So if, say your brother had a girlfriend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your brother has a girlfriend, and like comes over all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or you do. Either one. So you or your brother's significant other comes over all the time. You're all, happy, hanging out together. You both sit down at one point and say...
While she's not there.
While they're not there, and say, hey, I think...
I like him too. I like her too.
I would like that cake also. Now...
Okay.
In what world do you envision you and your brother agreeing to something like that?
First of all, or agreeing
normal,
to anything. But
that, or just a normal sibling relationship agreeing to that. Agreeing to those terms. 'Cause I don't have siblings, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see a world in which that's a normal thing.
this is a mess.
Let's keep playing.
Let's
this.
keep it going.
Shocked, to say the least, but at the same time, I wasn't about to argue with a good thing. So that's how I ended up dating siblings. It was so strange and cool at the same time. I shared them both and we would even go on dates together. Sometimes, though, I would go out with just one or the other. We had an amazing time together every single time.
Dude.
It was as if we were a match made in heaven. I was so in love with both of them.
Matches.
I could already imagine spending the rest of my life with Sam and Sophie.
Oh no.
People who knew about our arrangement would sometimes mock us.
Rightly
They
so.
thought it was weird.
Yeah, I
Yep.
consider it.
Honestly, I think they were just jealous of what we had.
Oh.
I don't
Jealous.
agree with that.
Bro, what's wrong with you, dude? No.
No, Dylan, no.
Dylan. He thinks they're jealous. They're actually just
creeped out.
right. Yeah.
Really happy together. Things were really great. We all ignored the silly fools that talked trash behind our backs. It was our lives,
The
and we
silly
were going to live it the
fools.
way we wanted to.
Wow.
I have to admit, though, that from time to time, we do encounter some issues. Sometimes they get jealous, but not in the way you'd imagine. They don't mind me kissing the other or anything like that. It's just that when I have quality time with one of them, the other gets a bit grumpy. If I took Sophie out on a date without Sam, he would get jealous for a while, at least until I paid him more attention. This
Mm.
I'm legit at a loss
Yeah.
for words right now.
You know, and that's why you choose one cake.
That's why
Exactly for that
that's why
reason.
some batters don't have the same baking time. So
Sometimes you're putting it in for, 12 minutes, sometimes 14.
like that's
Uh,
cookie time. But yeah,
it is cookie time.
that's cookie length.
12 to 14.
Depends on the size of the cookie.
Yeah, normal size. I'm just saying, like,
I like large cookies.
I could really go for a skillet cookie.
Yo, like the chili skillet cookies.
Oh my God.
Why does quarantine still happening?
Chili's is actually doing
You can't do a skillet
takeout.
cookie to go though. Like that doesn't work. It has ice cream on it.
They were offering a free dessert with the purchase of any entree.
Yeah, because they got a bunch of skillet cookies in the back they want to get rid of.
Yeah, I'll get rid of them for them. Here.
We gotta finish it. I don't want to finish
let's
did
this.
just-
We have
cause
to.
some tension between the two siblings, and they
Yeah.
would end up arguing when one of them got more attention than the other one.
Uh-huh.
I always tried to remain neutral and keep them from fighting. In the end, they'd end up apologizing and everything was back to normal again. The three of us have been dating for 3 years now,
What?
and I've never been
Whoa.
happier. I want to let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
I plan on proposing tonight. I know it sounds crazy. I mean, polygamy is illegal. But I plan on making a wedding ceremony for us without actually getting a marriage license.
What?
It's the only way to keep both of them happy. And I don't want to have to pick just one of them. We'll become an amazing family.
Oh my
I hope they both say yes. Wish me luck.
That's so
Thanks for
messed up!
watching. What's the craziest thing you ever did for love?
Oh my
What's the craziest thing you ever did for love?
polygamy with siblings!
Oh, dude.
No!
Oh.
Oh my god!
What a mess.
What the hell? Oh my god. Oh my
I need to take a shower after this one.
I think Dylan needs to take a shower.
Dylan, Sam, and Chrysanthemum, Sophie. Jeepers.
Oh my god.
That's really bad.
What will the parents think? We never got the side of the parents. Never!
I plan on proposing tonight. Dude, what do you mean proposing? How do you
Alright, I'm
you get
back.
down on one knee
Not two.
in front of get down on both knees.
Well, it all needs to be equal. So
yeah,
they need two knees.
For both people.
Get down on your knees.
And then you say Sophie and Sam. It's been a wonderful 3 years. Did they meet in high school?
I don't know.
I'm not even gonna go back to check. But, like, so, as far as I'm concerned, like, I think they met, this sounds like a high school, like...
It does. It sounds like a high school mess.
So, give it 3 years. Let's say at best case scenario...
They're just out of college?
No. They're just out of high school.
Well, maybe, okay, so maybe this is, like, late high school into early college.
I'd say they are 20 or 21.
It sounds like a rash decision, yes.
I plan on proposing. Dude, I mean, the whole thing is a problem.
I've got a problem with that.
Well, we solved so many things today.
We did.
We solved relationship. There's only one relationship we couldn't solve tonight, and that was this whatever kid Dylan.
Dylan.
We couldn't solve Dylan's relationship.
We could not solve Dylan's relationship.
But we helped out the woman who likes to go on timeout.
We did. We helped, all of those students who aren't going to get to read books in Alaska.
I love it.
Alex made fun of Georgia people.
And Alaskan people.
Oh, we made fun of Alaskan people, but specifically the school department.
Well, I think we did it. I think we had a very successful...
I think we did, but I'm still reeling over Dylan's life
Bowzo broadcast. I knew you would get all upset.
Oh.
I've only seen... But I saw that video about, like, maybe a few months ago, and I was like, people are gonna love this.
What is your definition of love? Because I did not love that.
Baby, this is love. What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
Not
Leave
polygamy.
it in the comments below.
Not polygamy.
This kid goes, "What's the craziest thing you've done for love?" Like he's even acknowledging like the fact that it's crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
It's psychotic. I don't know, man. Like
I don't know
that's
either.
whack. Whack, whack, whack.
This has been a fun Bowzo broadcast, though.
It's been a wonderful Bowzo broadcast. We learned so much today, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining us and listening in.
Thanks, guys.
If you're in podcasting class, thank you for listening to a 10-minute selection of this podcast that is very heavily edited out, so you don't hear bad things I say. This is true. You're looking at me like
no, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
People are gonna be very shocked if they hear the whole thing of this.
That being said,
follow us on all the socials that we don't have set up yet.
We'll get them.
I'll get them. Look up BOWZO, and you'll probably find it somewhere.
Probably.
We'll have it all sorted out and make it a little bit more clear as things go on. We'll update everybody.
We're rolling with the punches here in quarantine.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
for
folks.
The first episode. My name has been Alex Bowden.
It probably still will be. My name's Emily Rizzo.
It probably still will be. Thank you for joining us, and see you later.
Bye.
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 Again on the track.
Hey guys, it's Emily. Thank you so much for listening to the first episode of the Bowzo broadcast. Even if you didn't hit the subscribe or follow button on whatever you're listening to, stay tuned for new episodes every Saturday. Make sure to follow us on everything: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Soundcloud, Spotify, YouTube. No matter where you search, you will find us at Bowzo Broadcast. Make sure to rate us on the iTunes Apple Podcast app, preferably 5 stars, please. The more ratings, the more new people will listen, and the more new content you will get. Thanks so much!